Okay, today I thought I'd share with you guys my thoughts on the iPhone 16 Pro. I've had it for about 2 months, give or take. And I'll be honest, first of all, let me rant a little bit. Okay, which is this. This is the action button, as it were. I actually, you can set as a few things. The whole list of things. I think you can even technically use shortcuts to set as like either a YouTube thing or another app thing, but I just have it as what used to be here, which is a silent button, okay? Because I am a content creator, okay? So I liked the silent buttons. I liked the just being able to, just turn it, you like literally just pressed like a button and it would go down type thing. I do understand technically overall that may be quote unquote better. I don't know, but I don't know. I got used to it. I've gotten used to it quite a bit, actually. It even shows up in the dynamic island up at the top next to the dynamic island and even in it when it's happening. And it's not bad. For those of you guys that don't know, the dynamic island is the top part of the iPhone. But if you're watching this, you should know or probably do know. Now, as mentioned in the beginning, I did get this phone about 2 months ago, give or take. I know what some of you guys are thinking. 2 months? Why didn't you wait for the 17? Well, here's the thing. I only upgrade my iPhone. Unless there's a revolutionary update, I only update every 2 years, give or take. Yeah, give or take every 2 years, I will upgrade. Because, okay, here's the thing. I don't like just willy-nilly upgrading, first of all, because I don't really see too much of a difference. I feel like 2 years is enough for there to be a major gap. If there is ever a release where it's like, oh, I have to have this, I'll upgrade. Okay, so what happened is I had the iPhone 12, and then when I got the iPhone 4, I had the iPhone 12 Pro. Then when I got the iPhone 14 Pro, I gave the 12 Pro to my nephew. And then when I got this 16 Pro, I gave my mom my iPhone 14 Pro. Now, the thing is, and I'll tell you guys a little bit of backstory about that, okay? My mom, it was an upgrade from her iPhone SE. The SE2 technically, because the first gen of the SE looked like the iPhone 4 technically. So this was the SE Gen 2, SE 2020, I think it was, that looked like the 8 on the outside. Well, anyway, it had a home button. So it took me a little while to convince my mom, and even when I first handed her the phone, she was convinced she could not adapt to the home. There's no home button on this. There is a home button on the iPhone SE, or there was anyway. So, yeah, she said, oh, I need a home button. I need a home button. I told her, you'll get used to it. You'll adapt to it very quickly. The gestures aren't that hard. I walked her through some of the gestures and whatnot. And then not even a week later, she tells me, "You were right. I got used to it very quickly." So, yeah. I said, if you want, I guess I can put a virtual home button on the desktop for you. She said, no, no, I'm good. So, I'm glad that worked out. But back to this, okay? The iPhone 16. Actually, let me see, because in my last review, some of you guys mentioned asking me how the battery was. So, yeah. Okay. Okay. The battery life is still high. You guys probably can't see it. Can I do like the guru type thing? 100%. It flipped for you guys, but hopefully you guys saw the 100%. So yeah, battery health is normal. It says, yeah. Battery health normal. I like having the percentage up there. I know technically it's possible to do other than that, but I prefer the percentage personally. And yeah, overall, there's not too much to say. You guys are probably going to ask about Apple Intelligence because that was the thing I was the most excited for with the 16 Pro because whatnot, this has Apple Intelligence and technically my iPad Pro, let me get it over here, has Apple Intelligence as well. I don't know if you guys could see it. Okay. But yeah, I don't really notice too much. I mean, I noticed that when I do the whole when I do the whole Siri thing, there's the whole, by the way, I had to go into the options and change it so like I say hey first instead of just saying Siri. Otherwise she went off like all the time. But yeah, as far as the intelligence, I guess it's pretty cool to be able to set multiple timers, like, or multiple alarms rather. I can say like 10 p.m. and then in the without having to say hey again, I can just say set for 10:30, 10:45 other times and stuff. So that's pretty cool overall, but and same with music, I can just say next, next, next instead of having to each time. So that is pretty cool, I suppose. I'm not sure. I don't think that alone is worth the upgrade if you're watching this video because you're trying to decide if you want the upgrade or not. But if you, I will say the good thing about this phone, which I have liked quite a bit, is the same thing that, well, I guess the biggest thing good about this phone is not just the always on display, because the 14 and even the 12 had an always on display, 14 Pro and 12 Pro. But also, I like this. The battery life has been increased from the 14 Pro. I mean, not a whole lot. Like, we're not talking night and day difference, but the I have noticed the battery life being increased a little bit here and there. Oh, yeah, okay. I guess I should point out probably one of my favorite features. This. USB Type-C, okay? I rarely use it, if I'm being honest. I rarely use it, okay? I usually use MagSafe charging on the back here. But it is nice that I'm able to charge this with the same cord I use to charge the iPad Pro if I really wanted to. Also, fun fact, you can also charge it with, like, I can use the same cord I use to charge my Nintendo Switch remote, my Xbox remote, if I were to charge that. I mean, you could technically plug in an Xbox remote, but for the most part, they're batteries, so I usually just replace the batteries. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, this is not a bad phone, okay? If you need to upgrade your device, definitely I wouldn't say don't upgrade. It's entirely up to you. But if you have to have the newest device, this is kind of the newest-esque, but the 17 Pro should be this year technically, but I'm probably gonna skip out on the 17 Pro unless it's some revolutionary, life-altering change. I have the watch, the Ultra 2. So that's Apple Watch Ultra 2. So that's, as you can see, I'm actually pretty baked into the Apple ecosystem at the time. Or it's in my daily life. I'm technically recording this and going to be editing this on my PC, but over to the left of me, I do technically have a Mac 24-inch. I believe I mentioned about it when I first got it five 5 years ago. It's actually weird to think about that. That's about 5 years old now because it's such good tech, and that's the thing. That's the thing about phones. If I may continue to rant for a moment, you guys are probably tired of hearing me just rant and rave on, but that's the thing about this. This fundamentally, other than the annoying thing I ranted about with the silence button, action button, there is, and I guess Apple Intelligence, fundamentally, that not really any big diff, and I get the USB Type-C button. But other than those things, fundamentally, there's not really any difference between the 14 Pro and this. But 2 years ago, there was also nothing fundamentally different between the 14 Pro and the 12 Pro. I mean, maybe you could argue that, oh yeah, I forgot the dedicated camera button that I forgot about because I never use it. This. It's a dedicated camera. See, it took to the camera and yeah, I could like take a picture with it and stuff. Never really used it, but it's pretty nice only because it's like one of the days of old things, when you had to like do this and then actually snap the picture, press the button on the direct, like, stay cheese, and then you'd have to do it, and then you'd have to do the little windy thing to roll over the film so in the camera so you could do another one, so whenever they actually Okay, you know what? I'm showing my age quite a bit, so I think I'm gonna end it up here. Let me know what you guys think of this. I know this isn't like some super fancy overview drop down thing, which I did think about doing, but I thought I'd chat with you guys, personally chat with you guys for this because honestly, I want to make sure you guys know these are my honest opinions about the phone. This is my honest opinion going in, and I just like chatting with you guys. So yeah, hopefully you guys found this helpful in some way, shape, or form. And with that said, I will catch you guys in the future. Later.